Y'all need to be careful out there in these streets. People are scamming. And they might be able to fool a couple people, but they can't fool the world.
Everything they say, I understand, so I can speak the language.
You need to be aware of these Microloc and Sisterlock scams. They're taking advantage of people who don't have the knowledge or education about certain services. I have 10 red flags that y'all need to watch out for. Red flag number 1. If you are wanting to get Sisterlocks, they aren't on the Sisterlock website. For me personally, if I was getting Sisterlocks, I would want to make sure that my consultant is on the active list of Sisterlock consultants on the website. I just feel like with any profession, if there's certain certs that you need to keep up with to have a certain status and to charge certain prices, I feel like I need to see that. Now, I'm also not saying that there are people who do know how to actually do Sisterlocks that aren't on the website, but I'm just saying if you want to make sure that the person that you are paying to do your Sisterlocks actually knows how to do the Sisterlocks and is an active status and is going to do it to that standard, go to the website and look for them there. Anything outside of that, the Sisterlock brand takes no responsibility for. I know people who've had their locks installed by someone who was trained to do Sisterlocks previously and was on the active status once upon a time, but they're currently not anymore. But if you are wanting to be sure that you're not being scammed, I would be safe and go straight to the source. Y'all, please go on the Sisterlock website and check the active registry. This is going to allow you to see their status with the Sisterlock company. If they ain't on there, red flag. Not only that, if they can't tell you if they are a Sisterlock consultant or a Sisterlock trainee, red flag. If they truly associated with the Sisterlock brand, they will be able to verify what they are. Red flag number 2. The Sisterlock consultant that you want is ready to install your hair, but they haven't did any sort of consultation and they just said show up and they gonna get right to the install. Red flag. If they're associated with the Sisterlock brand, there will be a consultation. If they're just someone trying to install Microlocs, anybody can install Microlocs. They're just somebody that installs Microlocs, that's fine. There is nothing wrong with people who install Microlocs. I have Microlocs, nothing wrong with that. But if you are paying for Sisterlocks, make sure you are getting Sisterlocks and not Microlocs. I would advise whoever you have to do your hair that you meet with them first so you can see how you guys vibe and if they're able to do the service to your satisfaction. Red flag number 3. Your Sisterlocks ain't got no grid. The people trying to do Sisterlocks, they're going to use a certain grid to establish your Sisterlocks. Microlocs can have any sort of grid. Hopefully you checked out that first red flag I told you about before so this doesn't happen. But if you get to this point and you don't see no grid, red flag. If your grid has triangles, red flag. If your grid got circles, red flag. Y'all, please do your research on what the grid is supposed to look like when you get Sisterlocks. Red flag number 4. The person installing your Sisterlocks is not interlocking from here at the base of your hair to the root. If the person that said they doing your Sisterlocks start 2-strand twisting your hair, red flag. Those aren't Sisterlocks, sis. If they start palm rolling, not Sisterlocks, sis. If they get the crochet hook out, not Sisterlocks, sis. They start comb coiling, not Sisterlocks. Sisterlocks are going to be established from the base of the hair, and they're going to go, and they're going to interlock all the way up to the scalp. If they aren't doing that woven technique, red flag. Flag on the play. What number are we on? Number 5, you feel uncomfortable when you are with this person. Y'all, let me say, I don't care what hairstyle you're getting. I don't care if you was getting box braids or if you was getting a perm. Whatever style you are getting, if the person that does your hair is making you feel uncomfortable or uneasy, red flag. This might be cliche to say, but follow your gut. If your gut is telling you something isn't right, it's probably right. And you're spending way too much money with someone to have an uncomfortable experience. And don't get me started on how I feel about negative energies and people being in my head. It's a no. Don't do it. It's ghetto. And a red flag. Red flag number 6. You haven't verified or seen any of their work. You should have something to go off of before somebody starts doing your hair. Just at least an idea of how they are with their craft. If you can't see a portfolio, red flag. I personally might even take it the extra mile and say, do you have somebody I can call or reference and maybe I can see their hair and what it looks like. So then I have an idea that, okay, this person does quality work. Because y'all know people out there stealing people's pictures on the internet and then saying it's theirs. And then when you show up to go get your hair done, your stuff don't turn out nothing like that. It's because they scamming out here. But y'all be careful. Trust but always verify. Red flag number 7, they asking you for cash and they say they don't take credit card. This might be debatable because every situation is different, but I also do see it as a red flag. Me personally, I feel like if I ever need to do a claim for something because something wasn't right or there was some sort of fraud or scam going on, I like to have that credit card on hand so I can call them up and be like, hey, this is what happened, blah, 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 and I get my money back, right? But that's just me. Not saying that everybody that does sisterlocks or does microlocs is scamming if they're asking for cash. But for me, it's a red flag. I'm just making an observation that a lot of people I do see get scammed have given somebody cash and they didn't get the service that they requested. And then they were just kind of like SOL when it came time to try to get their money back because they didn't have any receipts or anything like that. So it is a red flag for me. I'll say use your proper judgment with that one. Do what is best for you and assess the whole situation. If you've seen other red flags and then you get to this one, it might be a scam. Red flag number 8. This one doesn't matter if you're getting sisterlocks or you're getting microlocs installed. The environment is dirty. If y'all go to get your hair done and it ain't clean, that sounds scammy to me because why isn't it clean? It's supposed to be a professional environment. Why would anybody want to give you a service if the environment's dirty? Raggedy. Because if that's how they carrying themselves before you even get the service, if they couldn't even clean up or organize, I'm going to assume that the service is trash. So it's a red flag for me. Red flag number 9. This is the one I don't like the most. They're advertising Microlocs as Sisterlocks. Y'all, there are people out here just ready to take advantage of the fact that people don't know the difference between Microlocs and Sisterlocks, and it's really a shame because people work hard for their money and somebody is literally out there, and I have seen it, just taking advantage of the fact that people don't know the difference. Sisterlocks tend to be a lot more expensive than getting Microlocs, which is why you're paying somebody who is specially qualified to install them. Not everybody on the street installs sisterlocks. They can install a lovely set of microlocs and you don't need any sort of training to do that. I've done it myself. But to do sisterlocks, you have to have the proper training. I hate to see people being taken advantage of because they just don't know the difference. I hope that nobody watching this video has been a victim of this, but I have seen it and it's really sad. Last and final red flag. Red flag number 10, your sisterlock consultant or whoever is installing your microlocs or just doing your hair in general is running behind schedule or always late. Now, I understand that things arise, but if this is happening from the beginning, I see it as a red flag because I'm gonna think you have poor management skills, and if I'm moving forward in any sort of hair journey with anyone, I need to feel like things will be consistent. And that to me is a red flag. If I have something scheduled and then we always have to reschedule or keep switching things around, I may feel like I might not even be able to get proper maintenance on my hair. So for me, before we even get too deep into the relationship, I'd rather cut it off. Since you made it this far in the video, I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys a bonus red flag. And here's a good one. Bonus red flag. Dun, 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 dun. So they are asking you for deposits through Cash App. And they are already ready and available right now today to go ahead and do your install. They are rushing you to go ahead and try to get that money from you. Let me say, most people who are really good at their craft are kind of booked up, and you'll kind of notice that. So if they are rushing you and be like, yeah, I can get you in today. It's like, girl, they're rushing you. You got to understand that microlocs or sisterlocks or whatever type of locks you may be getting is going to take some time. So if they can just get you in like right now and they're not booked, I would kind of side eye them like, how? If you call around, it will be a common thing to be told that you got to get on somebody else's schedule because they're a professional. Most professionals have a schedule, and if they do good work, they're probably booked up. The people out there scamming, sometimes they trying to get that money from you real quick, and they asking you to send deposits through Cash App, and you haven't even received any service, and then you get ghosted. Don't fall for that one. Now you may be asking, how can I make sure that I'm checking all the boxes? Well, you can go on the Sisterlock website and make sure that your Sisterlock consultant has an active status or that they are really a Sisterlock trainee. Whether you're getting Sisterlocks or Microlocs, you can just go online and try to research whoever is going to be doing your hair. There's Instagram, there's Facebook sites, there's actually even a Facebook group. It's called Sisterlock/Microlocs Queens. And you can go in there and get more knowledge about Sisterlocks and Microlocs. And there are a lot of Sisterlock trainees and consultants in the group. Y'all feel free to use all of these sources so you can make sure that you are going to get the experience that you want and that you're going to pay for. If you found anything I said in this video useful, go ahead and hit that like button down below. And please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to follow my lock journey. I will have a microloc playlist listed after this video. Thank you guys for watching. Bye bye.